to all of you. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Marianne and I have a studio in South Africa on the coast in a place called Hermanus. And today we're going to have a good stretch together. And always take care of your body. If I do a pose and you say, oh, there's no ways that I can do it, remember that I always give you alternatives and that we find the chair very useful. Okay, so let's start. Let's get the practice going. Stand in your Tadasana. So Tadasana is the mountain pose, and there's a sutra, a yoga sutra of Patanjali, who's the father of yoga. Patanjali gave us this wisdom like 2,500 years ago. And in one of his sutras, it says, Sthira Sukham Asanam. In all your postures, we call it asanas in yoga, you want to achieve stability with ease. So stand with your 2 feet firmly planted. Ultimately, the inner feet are touching each other. Don't look down and just bring full awareness to those feet. Do you feel as if you are gripping with your toes? Can you put more weight on your heels? Find the weight on your inner heel, on your outer heel, on the ball mounts of the big toes and the ball mounts of the little toes. So you draw a sort of a 4 points on each sole of the foot and you distribute the weight evenly there. And now lift your inner arch, just press the outer edges of the feet down. Engage the kneecaps. Think of the buttocks. You can even use your hands, stroke your buttock flesh down towards the heels. You want that action in your poses. The moment the buttock flesh moves down to the heels, you feel an internal lift of the front body. Then stretch your collarbones and roll the shoulders back. Bring the shoulder blades on the back body and stretch into your fingertips. Now draw the nape of the neck in, back to the head and up. So it's a slight tucking of the chin without dropping the head to elongate the back of the head. Stretch well into your fingertips, your arms are fully engaged. And look ahead of you, spread your gaze, don't look at the screen, have a wide open vision. Now in this wide open vision, can you bring the awareness to your balance? Are you balancing more on the one foot, one leg, than the other? The chances are that it is so. Can you equalize the distribution of balance between the two sides of the body? Press the right foot and the left foot evenly into the floor. Even breaths here. Make sure the arms are fully active. They are not to the front because then you close up your chest. Never compromise your chest. So you find the stability with ease. Firmness with sweetness. Sthira Sukham Asanam. Lift the kneecaps, lift the quadriceps. You will feel there's a lightness that comes over the feet. Buttocks down to the heels, abdomen to the spine, chest open, face soft. Find your breath there, full of breaths in, full of breaths out. Be aware of the breath. And then exhale and release this pose. Okay, so we're going to start today in Supta Parangustasana. So I'm going to show the pose. Before our Supta Parangustasana, we're going to open up the body a little bit with Pavamuktasana. So the first pose that we will do is hugging the knees to the chest. From there, we will go into Supta Parangustasana 1 and 2, which I will show you. I put a strap over the ball mount of my foot. From there, and you can see I've got my hands in little loops. And I'm going to stay quiet. I'll give all the instructions there, and from there, we're going to quietly go into our Supta Parangustasana 2, where you can drop your elbow to the floor. Okay, so you get on your backs, have your strap close by. We're not going to use it immediately, but it's there for you to use. So place yourself very evenly on the floor. So you can first have your legs bent, do a pelvic tilt, stretch your right leg, left leg, roll the shoulders back, get the shoulder blades in, stretch, be in Exactly the same pose that you were standing in your mountain pose. So it's a very active pose. Open behind your knees. We sometimes refer to them as knee pits, like armpits. You've got knee pits. Open them up. Lift the chest. Buttocks still to the heels. Now from here, from this active pose, bring your right knee to your chest. Interlock the hands over that right knee. Relax the foot. Stretch well into your left leg. And take an inhalation. As you exhale, release the abdomen. Feel that little release in the lower part of the abdomen, and you can ease yourself deeper in the pose. Consciously roll your right hip towards your left foot. Chins relaxed. Tuck it in slightly. Extend your left leg. Bring the right knee closer in while you resist the hip away. Soften the abdomen. Release the leg and go back to your Supta Tadasana, that active, well-balanced, even pose. And then from there, left knee to the chest. Interlock the fingers over that left knee. Stretch well in the right leg. Bring the knee closer towards the chest as you resist the hip away. Soft and full breaths. Breath awareness. Chest is still open. You never compromise your chest. Inhale into the chest. Exhale into the abdomen. And release the legs. Stretch the legs straight. Now you take your strap, and you can work with a loop strap like mine. Otherwise, do what you have and use whatever tool you have. Some of you might not have a strap. You can use a scarf. Put it over the ball mount of your foot. Now be very certain that it's over the ball mount. Bend your left leg to start with, because some of your hamstrings might be tight, and it makes this extension of the right leg easier if you have a bent left leg. Now, when you put your fingers in those little loops, you can roll the shoulder blades into the body, abdomen to the spine, shoulders back. My elbows are slightly wide so that there's an openness in my chest. Push well into the ball mount of the right foot. Push it into the strap. Make sure that is where your strap is. If you can extend the left leg without compromising the straightness of your right leg, go for it. Now as I inhale, I bring my leg closer towards my face. I exhale, I stay there for a moment. Inhale into the chest. Exhale into the abdomen. Feel with the exhalation how you create space in the abdomen. And now you might go deeper into the pose. Roll the right hip towards the left inner leg, left inner foot. Relax the throat and the tongue. Can you go a little bit deeper or stretch and open that leg? Come back to center. Release the leg and just feel the difference between the two legs. Now there's one long leg and one short leg. It feels like that. Then you put the strap over the ball mount of the left foot. You bend the right leg. You start with that bent leg. You make sure it's over the ball mount. Elbows slightly out, shoulder blades in, abdomen to the spine. Straighten the right leg if it's in it for you, and then gradually use your breath to ease yourself into a good stretch of those hamstrings. Open behind the knees. Push into the ball mount of both feet. Roll the left hip towards the right inner ankle. So you can look at my action of my hand if you don't understand what I mean. And now abdomen soft. The more you extend into the right heel, the more the left leg can release. You bring the stability there. And release the leg. Relax for a moment. Then you bring the strap over the ball mount of the right foot again. Bend that left knee for a moment so that you know that you can have a straight leg. Now take both straps in your right hand. Left hand goes shoulder height. Make sure it's shoulder height and not higher or lower. And from here you can extend your left leg and quietly take your right leg over towards the right side. Lengthen the strap in such a way that the elbow can rest on the floor. Now in this moment, roll your right hip away from the armpit. So you want to make space on the right side of the body. Ball mounts of both feet active, both legs very active. Now try to press the left waist to the floor. So you want to keep this whole torso stable, the lower back stable, and you're rolling the abdomen gently from right to left to stabilize the hips. Don't lift your left hip. Just take the leg over to the point where you feel you still have a very stable lower back. Inhale into the chest. Exhale into the lower abdomen. As you exhale, feel the release. Come back to center and leg to the floor. Bend both legs. Put the strap over the left foot. Take that left leg up. Extend the right leg, both straps in the left hand. Right arm shoulder height. Head totally centered. Activate both legs. Slowly take that leg over to the side. Rest on that elbow. The moment you get there, you've got to think of correcting the length in the side of the body. So you've got to roll that hip towards or away from the armpit towards the right inner ankle. And now, awareness to your right waist. Can you press it more to the floor? Feel the right side and the left side of the lower back and try to get the right as much pressing into the floor as the left. Abdomen, roll from left to right. Face soft and quiet. There's a beautiful sense of balance in the body. Inhale into the chest. Exhale into the lower abdominal area. Inhale, come up and release. And for a moment, just stay where you are. Then bend your legs, roll over to the right side and come up to standing. And I'm going to show now. So you're going to need a chair. And one thing that you must now try to remember is imagine that my chair is in a wall, because you really want the stability of a wall. And it does help to have a blanket over the chair, because we're going to rest our ankles here. And there's options. Sometimes we cannot stretch so much because the hamstrings are tight. I show you Uttita Hastapalangustasana. We do exactly what we've done on the floor, standing now. So just observe here. I'm going to put the strap over my foot. You can use the chair to stabilize you. And you take that foot up. And ultimately your standing leg should be directly underneath the hip. Your strap is over the ball mount just like before. You put your hands in the little loops just like you did when you were on the floor, and we're going to be here. For those of you that know this is too high, you use whatever you need on the seat of the chair. You put your foot there, put the strap over, same story. So now let's get the setups right. So put your chair against the wall. It's nearly into the wall. You just want space for the heel to hook over. Put foams, check your distance and check your ability. Can you go a little bit higher? Don't overdo it. You rather want to go for stability than for ego that wants to take the leg higher. Gradually, the hamstrings will open up. So your chair is into the wall. You stand in Tadasana. You can have a little test round to just see, are you too far away from the wall or are you perfect? Put the foot on the chair, put the strap over the ball mount of the foot and take the leg up. Okay, so now the hand is in the loops or in holding the ends of the strap, depends on what you have. You've got to consciously think, and I'm just going to change, so you've got your right leg up and I'm just going to show so that you can see where I am. You want to make sure in this moment that exactly what I said, hip away from armpit, is also valid here. Hip rolls away from the armpit in this direction. The hip is rolling. You want to make space in the joint. Be very firm on your left leg. Open your chest, navel to the spine, crown of the head to the ceiling. Make your standing leg very active. Find the ball mount and push down. Push into the ball mount of your lifted leg also. Abdomen to the spine and a beautiful extension of the legs. Inhale into your chest. Exhale into the abdomen. And don't look down. There's a tendency to always want to look where the action is. And then release the strap. Step down. Try to make your stepping up and down very elegant, not to make the hips drop. Okay, so now other leg up. Put your left leg up. Put the strap over the ball mount of the foot. Get your stability. Now look down at your bottom foot. It should be a beautiful Tadasana foot, not the duck foot. Okay. Ball mounts of both feet. Put the brain in the ball mounts of both feet. Make sure that the leg is absolutely coming straight out of its hip, not in or out. Lift the chest. Remember, you have to roll that left hip down now. And as you push more on the ball mount of your right foot, you will feel the stability come there. Abdomen to the spine, chin level with the floor. Feel your standing legs so active, and the one that's lifted is pushing into the ball mount. The legs are working hard. Visualize your pelvis and see it level in your mind's eye. Inhale into the chest. Exhale into that lower abdominal area in a relaxed way. And step down and down. And remember, if you struggle with balance, you can have your chair in such a way that you can also touch a wall. Okay, so you figure out your waist. Now, we're going to do that second action here. So I'm standing sideways, I get my measure. Because I want to take the leg out, whether you use the foams or whether you use a higher support. You can use a shelf, you can use a windowsill. There are so many options. I've got my strap and I take both my straps in one hand. And on the hip. Okay, so you can set up for this now. So, you're going to put your right leg up or whichever leg works best for you to see the screen. And get your distance right. Put the strap once again over the ball mount of the foot. And be stable. Don't be like me away from a wall. Okay. So once again, your lifted leg hip must roll down. Outward rotation. Down towards the floor. And chest is lifted. Even breaths. Quiet eyes. Inhale into the chest. Feel that soft release in the belly as you exhale. Both legs firm. Suck your outer standing leg thigh muscle to the bone. Same with the lifted leg. And then release. Step down in stages if you were up high. And just come back to a neutral position before you go over to the other side. Don't rush. Okay. Other side. So you put the other leg onto the back of the chair. And you are going to now put the strap when you're ready. There's an interesting alignment that you've got to get right here. When you are in this pose, think of heel and heel alignment. So your two heels must make a beautiful line. And once you're there, you start with your action. Of rolling the hip towards the floor, lifting the chest, even breaths. You can even extend the arm out to the side. Chin lifted, chest always open, and inhale into the chest, exhale into the belly, and release. Now you've got beautifully open and stretched legs. So let's put the chair away out to the side. You're going to have your strap close by, and I'm going to show. We're going to do Anantasana. So we're going to be on the side of the body, following the theme of really stretching the legs. And in this pose, you are welcome to put the strap around the foot again, if you can't reach the big toe. Or if this is too much of a rigmarole for you, you can even hold your leg or grip your legging, whatever you've got to hold on to. Okay, so lie on your right side or on the side that is the most visible. Align yourself. A yoga mat is a wonderful design tool here because you want your body even distance away from the edge of the mat all over. Then you flex your 2 feet. If you feel that you've got a balance problem, you can even have these 2 feet into a wall or a cupboard or whatever. Stretch that bottom arm. Place the base of the hand above your ears, fingers up. Don't have the fingers behind the head. Roll this bottom shoulder back. Bring the armpit forwards. Have the hand on the hip for a moment or stabilize yourself. Now, make sure that this bottom foot is really flexed. Bring your top leg into a tree pose. Then find the strap, find the leg, find the legging or the big toe with 3 fingers. Quietly take that leg up to the ceiling. Bring the buttock bone forwards. Open the chest, relax the top shoulder. If you are flexible and you want to go further, you bend your top arm and you bring the leg over. And you just look ahead of you. Don't let the chin drop to the chest here. Just look quietly ahead of you. Even breaths. Keep on rolling your bottom shoulder back and shoulder blade in and top leg back, buttock bone forwards. And inhale as you exhale. Bring the leg back. And via your tummy roll to the other side. You can roll to the other side or you can turn around if you want to see. Now place yourself on that other side. Make sure that because it's the second side, you don't become a little bit blasé here. You still have to really work on your distance away from the center line or from the edge of the mat. And base of the fingers, base of the hand above the ear, fingers up to the ceiling. Bottom shoulder rolls back, armpit forwards. You can see on the screen what happens. If I'm like this, there's a little hole. If I roll the shoulder back and bring the armpit forwards, the hole becomes smaller and hopefully disappears. Okay, so now flex that bottom foot. That is your anchor. Push the waistline into the floor of the bottom part of your body. Tree pose. Take hold of your strap, your leg, your big toe. Up you go in Anantasana. Now, bring the navel to the spine. Even breaths. If you're flexible, you go deeper. Remember not to drop the head or bring the head forwards. Elegance. Even breaths. If you feel the balance is going, you've got to think, what is my bottom leg doing? Breathe. Don't stop breathing. Eyes soft. Happy faces. And then release. And roll onto your tummy for a moment. Get your breath. And then quietly just come onto all fours. Place your hands for a dog pose. And if you know you've got knee issues, you put your hands on the seat of the chair. Up you go into Adho Mukha. Your hamstrings are beautifully opened up, so don't have the feet too close to the hands. You should not see your inner ankles. Stretch with your hands. Lift the navel to the spine. Lift the buttocks higher and breathe. Take the top thighs away from you.
Elongate the arms as long as you can. And then from there, walk your feet towards your hands. Keep the head down. Stay in a Uttanasana for a moment. Hold the elbows if the hands can't reach. And then inhale, hands on the hips. Quietly come up. Strong legs. Stretching your fingertips. Relax. Okay. So now we're going to use our chair. Oh, actually, no, we're not going to use our chair. We're going to use our belt. Okay. So I'm going to show sideways what we're doing. Now that we've opened up the legs, we can use the abdomen a little bit. And the benefit of this extended hamstrings will also be good here. Paripurna Navasana. So I put the strap over my feet. We're going to come up halfway like this. Then we're slowly going to elongate and straighten the legs. Bring the chest to the thighs. Okay. So let's start together. We sit in Dandasana, the staff pose. If you've got very sensitive tailbone, then you might want to put a blanket underneath you here. Okay, so scoop the buttock flesh back. Feel your two buttock bones. They are hard little marbles. You want to be evenly weighted on them. Sit upright. Lift the spine, roll the shoulders back, bring the abdomen in. Take the arms up to the ceiling for a moment, get a good stretch here. Now press your backs of your knees into the floor. Press your top thighs to the floor. Lift your chin level with the floor. Then release. Bend your legs and put the strap over your feet. Okay. So you hold quite close to the feet and you sit as upright as you can. Now, depending on your ability, you will know when to stop here. Make sure there's not a wall behind you if you by any chance roll back. So we bring the feet closer in. It will be slightly going back, but try to connect with your buttock bones still. Now, lift your shins parallel to the floor. Bring your chest to your thighs. Open your shoulders. Don't close your chest. Stay like this for a moment. Then exhale with the inhalation, elongate. Lift the chest more. Look at your toes. Push your ball mounds of your big toes forwards into the strap. Come down and just stay for a moment. We're going to repeat that. Okay. Strap is over your feet. Inhale, up you go, halfway, all the way. Stay for a moment. Those of you that can let go of the strap, you do. You stretch in your Paripurna Navasana. Bring your chest up and forwards. And release. And sit in Dandasana. Yes, I know. Suddenly you've got new quadricep muscles and all things that want to ache and pain here. Wonderful that we're working it. Okay, so now we come up. And you've got your chair. And you're going to put your chair on the front of your mat. I'm going to show you what we're going to do here. Okay. It helps to have a blanket, not essential. So what we're going to do from here is Utthita Trikonasana. Using this extension that we now got in the body, stretching, we've done before, elongating the wrist over the chest. Stretch, it must be like a knife cutting, going sharp, sharp, in line with the leg. And from there, we extend, we engage the legs, we find the leg and stretch up. Okay, so let's do it together. Get your chair on your right side. You must be the master of your direction also. When we work with the screen, sometimes you don't want to work with the right because you want to see me. I don't know how your setups are, but I'm going to do mirror image, pretending that I'm doing it on the right side also. Okay. So, middle fingers touch. Inhale with the exhalation, you jump. Turn your right foot out, left toes in. Now make sure there's heel and inner arch alignment here and that your legs are well parted. You've stretched those hamstrings. Don't have small poses. Don't think yourself small. Okay. From here, you take the right arm up to the ceiling,
And you hinge from the hips and you start extending that right arm over the chair. Glide, slide, cut like a knife edge. Rotate the navel to the ceiling, the chest to the ceiling. Lift that top shoulder up and back. Now make sure that you are engaging your legs. Lift both kneecaps, push into the outer edge of the back foot. Take the top arm up to the ceiling as you take the bottom arm to the leg without falling. Don't dip and reach low. You want to have that extension in the body. Anchor the outer edge of the back foot, ball mount of the front foot. You have to do all of these actions to get maximum stability. And then there's ease, stability with ease. And exhale, inhale, come up. Feet to the front, step or jump or 2 feet together. Chair to the other side. And we stand in the middle of the mat for Trikonasana, Uttita Trikonasana, extended triangle pose. Middle fingers touch, bend the knees, inhale and jump. Turn your left foot out, right foot in, heel in an arch alignment, torso straight, and inhale as you exhale. Take that left arm up, extend, reach, place that wrist over the chair in line with the foot. Glide, slide, don't lean forward with the torso. Open up. You want to fit between 2 glass planes, your front and your back body. Bring your left buttock bone forwards. Roll it. You've got space at this moment for that. Keep the chest open now. Keep the height of the pose as it is. You just want to put your left hand on your leg. Don't fall down onto the leg. Take the right arm up to the ceiling. Take the left shoulder back. Open the chest. Now extend into the crown of the head more. Maybe you can go a little bit lower without losing space in the body. We should always have maximum breath space in the body. Even breaths, you can turn the head to look up if your balance is there. Active legs, they are planted so stable so that the rest of the body can follow the pose with ease. Inhale and up you come, feet to the front and step or jump your feet together. We say step or jump. If you don't have any back problems, you can jump. If there's any issues, back, knees, whatever, you step your feet together. Okay, so now Parsvottanasana. So I'm going to have my chair and I'm going to show. So we are utilizing the wonderful stretch that we created today. Hips level, and from here, up I go, forwards, extend the chair, stretch until I am tabletop. Now we've got to work on leveling the hips, so we've got to pull this leg well into its own hip. Gradually take the hands down. You're the master of your destiny here. You can put your hands whatever height works for you, but don't lose space. Inhale into my chest. Exhale, I can go further, and you stretch major forward, and for those of you that can, you go into the fuller pose, bringing the hands in. Okay, so let's go together. Chair to the front of your mat, step towards the back, feet together, hands on the hips. Take your right foot out ever so slightly, and step the left foot forward. So it's actually the right toes, the heels stay where it is. If your balance is not here, you take your left leg a little bit to the left. So make sure that you've got the balance. Pull the left leg well into its own hip. Hips should be level. Activate both legs. Inhale, up with the arms. Exhale, reach forwards. Now as you do so, pull your left leg into its hip. Stretch forwards. Ears align with upper arms. Now find the breath here. Inhale, chest. Exhale, abdomen. Feel the space that you create. Now in your own time, you take your hands as low as you know you can go. Use the breath to ease yourself more and more into the pose. Ultimately, your 2 hips should be level.
legs, make sure they're working. Then inhale, come up, walk up, find the chair, bend your left leg, step forwards, feet in Tadasana, and just get your breath back. You pull that chair in again, step to the back of the mat. Take your left toes slightly out, right foot forwards. Get the balance. Remember, if you take the right leg a bit more to the right, there's more balance. You should have even pressure on both feet, otherwise you've gone too far forward with your front foot. Okay, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, extend, slide, open up. And as you go forward, you take the right leg slightly back. You want the two sides of the body even. From here, hands as low down as you know is good for you. Even breaths. Find the release of your exhalation breath. Bring the hands back if possible. Inhale, reach for the chair, bend the knee and step forwards into your Tadasana. Okay. So for those of you that practice headstand, Shirshasana, this is the moment for your headstand. You stop, you continue later. Okay. Make sure you continue later. Okay. So now we're all going to sit. And I'm going to show what we're going to do, and there's no need for any panic attacks. If you see what I do and you think, oh, my knee can't do that, your knee can. We'll have an alternative. So I'm going to sit in Virasana. So you use whatever you have to sit on, and I'm sitting with my buttock bones to the edge of the support. Then from here, you can see I use two foams. I bring my foot forwards, I get my balance on my two buttock bones evenly, then I just take my strap and I put it over my foot and I hold close to the foot. And then gradually from here, I'm going to first of all bend the knee in and then straighten the leg, arms straight for now. And you can lean a little bit back and bring the leg more up, but chest lifting. For those of you that can't do this action with the leg, observe. You're going to bend one leg. There we go. Let me get the right leg there so that we're on the same side in Marichasana. So you're going to sit like this. And from here, you're going to put your strap over the foot and you're going to lift up. So instead of having the foot back, you're having the foot to the front. Okay. So choose your, I nearly said battle, choose your way. So you sit on your support. If you're doing Virasana, you can sit with the foams in a long way. If you're sitting in Marichasana, have them like this. Okay, a broader base. So I'm going to demonstrate in Virasana, Kaunchasana, the heron pose. Okay, so now you're going to bend your right leg out. So if you're sitting in Marichasana, you're now going to have your left leg straight and your right leg bent. No, other way. You're going to have your left leg bent and your right leg straight. There we go. Okay, so now from here, all of us are taking that right leg up to the ceiling. Okay, so inhale, hold close to the strap. Bring the leg up first, parallel to the floor, then take it up, arms straight. Lean slightly back, so you bring the leg more to the horizontal. And remember, if you're not doing it with Marichasana, your left leg will be bent in front of you. Lift your chest, look at your toes. Inhale, as you exhale, bend the leg and bring the leg back to Virasana. Those of you in Marichasana, you change and you make sure that you've got your right leg bent now. And your left leg will be straight. Okay. So all of us now put the strap. So if you're Marichasana, you bring that left leg in. If you're in Kaunchasana, also bend the leg, bring it out, and put the strap over the ball mount of the foot and lift the leg up.
Remember the balance on the two bottom bones must feel even, and you take the leg a little bit more back as you lean back. So you take the leg straighter, arms straight, push into the ball mount of the foot, even breaths, and release. Back to Virasana, back to Marichasana. So now we're going to continue one little step further here. So you are now going to have your right side lifted again. So for those of you in Marichasana, the left knee will be the bent leg. Okay. Then from here, you bring your straight leg in for Marichasana, or for Pranchasana, you have the leg like me. We put the strap, all of us, over the right leg. Now, if you can, hold the foot, you hold the foot, otherwise stay with the strap. Now you lean back, strap or no strap, lean back, lean back. Now can you bend your elbows and bring your torso to your leg? The leg should be as straight as it can. So you lean back, bring the leg up, bring the body to the leg. And just stay there for a moment, do your own best. Use your breath awareness. Don't overstretch anything, and then release. Bend the leg. Back to your Marichasana or Virasana. Straighten your left leg and then bend it. So for the Marichasana people, you will be with a bent right leg and a straight left leg, and then you're going to be lifting that left leg. Okay? Bring the foot in, hold with the strap or with the hands. Important action is that one of leaning back. Bring the leg as perpendicular to the floor as you can, and then from there, elbows wide, chest open, and gradually you bring your torso towards your leg. Torso towards the leg. Breath awareness here. Go as far as you can. If you stay with a bent leg, you're doing any effort works. And release. And sit with both legs straight. You can sit flat on the floor or on your support, and for a moment just get your rest here. Okay, so now we're going to start releasing. So, and relaxing. So let me show. So for me, 3 foams work here. It might be different for you. I've got my strap close by. You're going to put the 1 foam, 2 foams, and perhaps a 3rd foam underneath the sacrum. And this is a good sensation for the sacrum. Careful of t-shirts that wants to climb here. Okay. So my lower back is wonderfully rested. Some of you can easily straighten the legs like this, and you're just going to stay with that lifted chest or with the bent knees. Then we're all going to bend the legs, put the strap over the wall mount of the foot, and keep the leg 90 degrees. So this is not what I want. Up straight, which is quite problematic for some of you to find, so look at yourself on the screen where you can't see yourself on the screen. And just have that straight leg, visualize it straight. Okay, so on the floor, flat on your back, insert the foams one by one by one. Eventually you get on the top of your shoulders. Your legs are bent in the beginning, and then you can see if you can straighten. It shouldn't pinch in your lower back. If it does, bend the knees. Extend into the heels, toes up. And then from here, you bend both legs. Put the strap over your right foot. Can be a bit of a dice to get to that foot. You might not need the strap, by the way. If you've got flexible legs and it's easy for you to lift, you can stay like this. If you can straighten that left leg, you do. So it's Ekka Pada Sarvangasana. So Setubandha Sarvangasana. Just stay for a moment. Feel the femur bone dropping nicely into its own hip. Even breaths.
into the belly, inhaling into the chest. And then release, and you're going to change back to 2 bent legs. Left leg up, 90 degrees. Extend the right leg if possible. Inhale chest, exhale belly. And then release the leg, both legs bend for a moment, stay for a moment. Lift the hips and take out one thumb, put the body down. Lift the hips, take out another thumb. And you continue until you've taken them all out. Last action, you do a pelvic tilt, you roll the spine to the floor. And from there, stretch both legs straight. And from the hips, you release the legs for Shavasana. Press your elbows into the floor, lift your chest, reset that chest, and back and extend into your fingertips. And you are in your beautiful Shavasana. Make sure that the body is placed evenly on the 2 sides.